Welcome back. We are cooking with Carrie this morning, and we're kind of making like a cauliflower bake.
We are. This is loaded cauliflower. This recipe's been around. People have seen it, but it's definitely very good. I've never made it before. I'm going to have you put a half a cup of mayonnaise and a half a cup of sour cream into a large bowl. And I have a head of cauliflower here that I have, cut into small pieces. And then I put it on the stove and cooked it about, 6-7 minutes in boiling water, just to break it down a little bit, because cauliflower is a pretty tough vegetable.
Yes, it is.
So you're gonna go ahead and mix that with that cauliflower. And this is so simplistic. And we were talking about, on the recipe, it's got mushrooms in it, which is one of those you can put them in if you want, leave them out if you want.
I would leave them out. I am not a mushroom
And she's glad that we're leaving them out. So I'm not a raw mushroom liker, but I like them cooked or, sauteed in butter.
I've at least tried them.
Always so good. All right, so we're gonna add the rest of this head of cauliflower.
Right.
And of course we need our salt and pepper. Of course we need that. We're gonna add a couple tablespoons of chopped up chives. Give it some nice flavor. And again, a little bit of bacon. We were just talking, we're cooking a lot with bacon lately, aren't we?
That's not too much.
We'll try not to next week. We'll try to get rid of this. And then some cheese. So how can this be bad? Now at this point you could add, a container, an 8-ounce container of those sliced mushrooms you get in the store. You're welcome to buy them and clean them yourself. But that's basically all that it is. It's just a loaded cauliflower bake, super good.
And then you just
will be great any kind of side dish.
And you just dump this in the pan.
We're
or do you need to grease that?
I sprayed the pan.
Okay.
Yes, spray the pan, bake it uncovered. Well, once you put it in the pan, you're going to top it with the rest of your cheese, chives, and bacon.
All right.
And then bake it uncovered until everything melts together, and then it comes out looking like this.
See, it looks really good.
It does. It is really good. I had not made it before, but I've seen the recipe, variations of it, a lot of different places, and I thought, gee, I want to try it. Now, don't take a little bit. Look at you. You're trying to pick through the mushrooms.
I'm trying to pick out the mushrooms.
These recipes are at hometownstations.com or at apollocareercenter.com.
This is good and a great way to eat your vegetables.
A great way with bacon and cheese.
All right, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It's cooking time, and we've got a sweet treat for you this morning. It's a no-bake cake.
It's a no-bake cake, so anybody can make this one. We're starting with a layer of vanilla wafers.
Okay.
It's a pretty good beginning. I'm going to have you go ahead and open that sweetened condensed milk, and we're going to put that into this bowl.
Whole can?
Yep, the whole can. Now, I was saying how somehow I forgot my rubber scrapers this morning, so we're going to try our best with a plastic spoon. So if we can do this here with this, anybody can do this at home with their tools. You can add a little bit of lemon into this, just to kind of freshen that up. And here, I'll go ahead and we'll start stirring it. Now, to this, we're going to add a can of crushed pineapple in heavy syrup. And you need that syrup too. I know.
It's still coming out.
It's still. Now the pineapple's going to get stuck in this. So
I think I've gotten the majority of this.
That's fine. You're good.
Right.
And then just go ahead and stir the pineapple together with the...
With the spoon?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to have to because I think it'll get stuck in our rubber scraper. And this is going to... the sweetened condensed milk gives it obviously a lot of sweetness, and it's going to thicken. This is a refrigerated cake, so you're going to make this, a day ahead before you want to serve it, and then it kind of all comes together. So now what you're going to do with this is pour it right over your vanilla wafers, and then to this you're going to add another layer of vanilla wafers.
And you want all these vanilla wafers laying flat?
Well,
or as flat as they could be.
As flat as they can be. We don't have to do that right now, but if you're going to serve it, I think you would want to. And again, I have to work with this plastic spoon, which is difficult. Why don't you just pour them and then I'll help you.
That works.
Yeah, so this is going to, the vanilla wafers are going to kind of soak up the juice of the condensed milk and the liquid in the pineapple, and so it kind of gets, that's going to be your crust and really the hearty part of this dessert. Okay, so now we're just going to add the Cool Whip, 1 container of Cool Whip. over the top. This is really hard because I don't have the right utensils. All right, so we're just gonna say, you're gonna do that over the whole thing. And then you're gonna add some coconut over to the top of that, and then refrigerate it 24 hours. So let's pull this one.
Cherries if you want.
And then you can put on cherries, which we did here. So after you've refrigerated it for 24 hours, you can put your cherries. You could half those, whatever you want to do. I always rinse the maraschino cherries so they don't bleed all over. But I've gone ahead and cut you a piece, so if you want to try that. And it does come out more of like a layer, so it doesn't fall apart once you, after you've refrigerated it 24 hours. So this is our no-bake cake. Great for spring, great for potlucks and carry-ins. And I hope you like it. You can put pecans on there too if you want pecans.
No, it's good. And it's actually not that sweet.
Good.
I don't think it is so.
Great. Recipes at hometownstations.com or at apollocareercenter.com.
All right, well, we'll be right back. Stick around. Welcome back. It's Cooking with Carrie time, and we've got something quite tasty this morning.
We do, and easy. Let's just put
like
that
that
out there. Yes. Okay, 4 ingredients. I'm going to have you sprinkle a little bit of a yellow cake mix on the bottom of this 9x13 pan, which
just
I sprayed.
Enough to coat it.
Yeah, just enough to coat it.
I'm going to try not to dump the whole box.
Right, we don't want to do that. That's probably good.
Okay.
And then you're just going to, jiggle it around. You just want to give it a little bit
kind
of a coating on the bottom. Now I'm going to have you open that can.
Right.
We've got 2 cans of sliced peaches in heavy syrup. Okay.
And dump the whole thing?
Yep.
Now, are you putting both cans on right now?
Both cans.
Okay.
Yep. I said yep twice, right in a row. And now you're going to sprinkle the rest of the cake mix on top.
Okie dokie.
And you can use any kind of fruit that you want. Say you want apple or cherry or whatever.
Maybe even some berries or something.
Yes.
It's all good.
Well, you don't want to use nothing fresh because you need the syrup, to...
well, you can probably use thawed frozen berries. Well, yeah.
You could try. You might try.
Attempt it.
But this is just quick, easy. You need a quick dessert.
I'm trying not to dump all the cake in one spot.
You're so good. You should have seen how I did it. Dump. Now what you're going to do after you get, that's okay. You can just move it around. And you want to move your peaches around so that they're, evenly dispersed on the pan.
Oh, it's still coming out. Okay. Let's do this.
All right, so after you've got your cake mix on your peaches, you're going to take a cup of butter, or half a stick of butter, which I put in the freezer, and just grate that on top.
So you're going to use the whole thing?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So it's about 1 stick. It is 1 stick. These just come in 1 pound containers, so it's a quarter of a pound. But yeah, 1 stick of butter, and use real butter because it's not gonna, the melting is different with margarine. I'd much rather see you use real butter. It's just better. Now we're just gonna disperse that around again.
Right.
That's why I have the glove on, because I knew this would be.
Yeah, butter's a bit messy.
It is. And then we've got a teaspoon or so of cinnamon. Sprinkle that on the top. You're going to bake this about 45 minutes or so in a 350-degree oven until it's just golden brown and crumbly on the top. And then it comes out of the oven looking like that.
This smells really good. So this is kind of just like a peach cobbler.
So it's like a peach cobbler. We're calling it peach dump cake because you saw us. We just dumped. Yeah, so this is a very good, quick, easy dessert. And again, you can switch out your fruits if you want to.
Made a mess of that corner piece. It's still edible.
It is very edible.
Care what it looks like.
Recipes can be found at hometownstations.com or at apollocareercenter.com.
Good as always.
Great breakfast food, isn't it?
Certainly. Why not? All right, stick around. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're cooking with Chef Carrie Hamilton this morning, and you've got something quite tasty.
This is so good. This is so good. It's called crock pot chicken chili. We've made it in the cafe a few times, and it's just, people love it. So I've told them to wait for the recipe here. We're going to start with 2 frozen chicken breasts.
Okay.
Now you could use canned chicken. I'd use a can or 2. Well, probably 1 can for the 2 chicken breasts, but you'll want to double this recipe. I'm going to have you open a can of Rotel tomatoes, just the original, a can of corn, and don't drain the corn, and then a can of black beans, which are rinsed and drained.
Alrighty.
And I'm going to add a block of cream cheese. And you don't want to go light or fat-free with this because it won't melt the same. You want the cream cheese to melt, and it's what's going to kind of thicken it up. And we're pretending this is a crock pot because I wanted people to see the ingredients. And if you have the crock pot, you really can't see. Little secret ingredient here is this ranch, dry ranch packet. Gives it really good flavor. So we'll just sprinkle that on there.
See, those little ranch packets really help with a lot of different recipes.
They do. I use them a lot.
Little secret.
Absolutely. Then we're going to add some chili powder, about a teaspoon or so. Oops. Yep, the corn goes right in there. Some onion powder. And then cumin, which I love. About a tablespoon or so of each of those. The black beans. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, not too much because this is, with the canned stuff, you've got some salt. Now, I'm going to thin it out too with a little bit of chicken broth, maybe a half a cup to a cup. If you want this very thick, because it's good as a dip too, you wouldn't want to add too much chicken broth, but I like a little bit of broth in it, so it's more like a chili soup as opposed to a dip. You're just going to put this in your crock pot, cook it on low, 4 to 6 hours until that chicken is totally cooked. And then take 2 forks and shred your chicken up. And then...
And you said you could use this for a dip, so even if you want to eat it for a soup or a chili, you can, but you could also probably break out some crackers or tortilla chips or something like that.
Or like those pita chips.
Oh, that would be good too.
Oh my goodness, it's very delicious. So this is
really
a quick, easy, warm crock pot chicken chili, and that's all it is.
I love the stuff you can just throw in the crock pot and kind of let it go.
Oh, I know. It's great for... everybody works pretty much. If you're not working outside, you're working inside the house. So, but this is very good. And one of my students, Tatiana, came up with this recipe. Isn't it delicious?
That is good.
I know. It's like the new favorite. I mean, it's going to be my new favorite dip.
I'll say it's as good as a chili, but it would be just as good with the tortilla.
Just as good. It is. I've tried it that way too.
All right. Well, great recipe. You definitely want to check it out, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. It is Cooking with Carrie time, and if you're headed out to some holiday parties, we've got a festive Mexican dip here that we are going to be making.
We
do.
Take that with you. We do. This is one of those just stick everything in the bowl kind of ingredients. If you mix them up a little bit, you'll be okay. We're going to start with a jar of salsa.
Alrighty.
And then she's going to add some 10-ounce package of chopped spinach that has been thawed and squeezed dry. You want to get all that liquid out of the spinach. Some evaporated milk, some olives, a little bit of red wine vinegar, just a splash, of course salt and pepper. And I'm going to cut up a block of cream cheese into cubes. So you want this to be cold when you cut it, or else it won't cube well. And cream cheese is kind of hard to work with when you're doing this anyway. But once we bake this, it's all good. All good.
And saying we were talking about, we like those recipes where you can just kind of throw everything in a bowl.
We were.
And it's quick and simple. If you are headed to holiday parties, you can just whip this up real quick, and there you go.
Absolutely.
And everybody loves a Mexican dip, and it's a warm Mexican dip, so that's even better.
And it's something different. And if you want to take it somewhere, again, stick it in a little crock pot. You're going to be just fine. It'll stay warm. We also talked that we should have called this something like Feliz Navidad dip or something a little more Christmassy, but
we can still call it that.
We've got some Monterey cheddar jack cheese, and then I'm going to put this block of cream cheese in there. And again, it gets a little sticky, but we're not going to worry about that today. I'm going to take my glove off now.
So the cream cheese is a little tricky to stir in.
It is a little tricky to stir. So we have everything. Did we get the red wine vinegar in there?
I did not throw that in just yet.
Just a splash of that. Of course, some salt and pepper. And this is just a really quick, 5-6 ingredients. You can take this with you, mix it up on the fly, and you're ready to go if you have somewhere to be or if people are coming over.
And is it okay? Obviously, you're going to be dealing with chunks of cream cheese, but that'll kind of,
like I said, right. Once you bake it, it will you know, kind of cream up. And if you stick that in a crock pot, that'll really melt nicely.
All right, so I guess this
So
is
that's
probably ready to go
basically
in
it. And then we're going to put that into an 8x8-inch pan and bake it at 400 degrees. 25-30 minutes until it's bubbly. What I did was I microwaved it a few minutes to warm it up, and then I baked it. So that's what it is.
I would say this smells absolutely amazing.
This is our hot Christmas Mexican dip. our Feliz Navidad dip.
And it's good with chips or crackers. We got crackers here today.
I have crackers for that today, yeah. So go ahead and taste that.
And it's a warm dip, so this is really good.
Oh, it's great breakfast food. And the recipes at...
Tastes amazing, smells amazing. It would be great for a party.
Excellent. We're having a party right now.
Yeah, definitely.
This is what we're going to do. So the recipes are at hometownstations.com or at apollocareercenter.com.
All right. Very tasty. Thank you, Carrie. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and we are cooking with Carrie this morning, and since we've had such cold temperatures, we are making a white bean chili, so something nice and warm.
Yes, and soups are awesome for January. Love soups.
Perfect for winter.
And this is a quick soup, really. This you can make in a second. We've got some olive oil and some onion, sauteed that up, added some chicken, cooked it until it was, you know, all the way no pink and all the way done. Now you could use already pre-cooked chicken for this too if you wanted to. Now to this, I'm going to have you add some chicken stock.
Just half.
About half of that. And we're going to add, right in. And then I'm going to turn this temperature up a little bit. There we go. We're going to add some oregano. And we're going to add cilantro.
I'm in your way. I'll let you go.
No, you're fine. And some cumin. And then we're going to add some cayenne pepper. And I've already salt and peppered. And then some garlic powder. So all of this together, and then you're just going to simmer this a little bit.
And you were saying that because we're not adding the whole box of the chicken broth, it's going to be a little thicker than
it's not right. And you can increase this easily. This is one of those recipes you could make for 50 or you could make for 2.
And you probably could put more broth in if you'd want to.
Oh, absolutely. And we might after we see how this all looks. Now we can add the green chilies and the white beans.
Now, do you put the whole can of the chilies in?
Add the whole can of chilies. And these are cannelli beans. They're just the white kidney bean.
All right.
And I have drained and rinsed those. Some recipes for soup, they want that not drained and rinsed, but this one
we got
is.
the majority of those.
Yeah, you're good. You're good with that.
That works.
Now we're going to let this simmer and get warm. I'm going to go ahead and cut up some green onion. And this is basically going to be just for garnish on the top so it looks nice, and we'll add some cheese to it, and the cheese will thicken it up. Now if you cook it with the cheese will just stick to the bottom of this pan. So go ahead and...
So that'll be the last thing.
That'll be the last thing. We'll put it on the
topper.
top so when you taste it, you'll taste cheese. But this is basically all that this is. And I know there's 100 recipes out there for something like this. But this is simplistic. It smells so good.
I would say it smells wonderful.
It really does smell good. This is breakfast food.
Definitely.
Breakfast food for...
Chicken and onions.
Yes.
Why not?
Chicken, onions, a little garlic, some cayenne pepper. We're good. All right, if you want to hand me your bowl, I'm going to put some of this and then garnish it up for you.
All right.
All right, so this is... And January's the best month for soup. Soups are good for you. They are, you know, they're healthy, they're nourishing, satisfying.
Especially when you can put a lot of vegetables and stuff in them too.
Yeah, so this is our white bean chicken chili.
And I've never had a white chili before, so this is a first.
Oh, it's delicious. It's, a little bit different. But like I said, I'm doing some different soups this month, so here we go.
This is good. I think I actually like this better than regular
chili. Sometimes the regular chili is pretty acidic.
Yes.
And this just doesn't have that acid to it. But So here we are, and the recipes are at hometownstations.com or at apollocareercenter.com.
You definitely want to check them out. This is really good. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. It is Cooking with Carrie time, and we're gearing up for the Super Bowl. And as I was mentioning, you know, this may not necessarily be like a Super Bowl dish, but hey, Doritos.
Anything with Doritos is Super Bowl dish.
That definitely qualifies.
Absolutely. And here's, you know, the biggest almost travesty that a lot of people might think with these Doritos is you got to crunch them up.
They're still good.
Of course they're going to be good.
Any shape.
Absolutely. She's going to crunch up those Doritos, put half on the bottom of the sprayed casserole dish.
I almost feel bad about this, but Doritos will still taste good.
I've got 3 cups of shredded chicken.
Sorry,
I'm going to add, I know it's loud. I'm going to add a cup of sour cream and a can of cream of chicken soup. I did the low fat. Maybe it's fat-free, heart healthy. And then a cup of cheese to balance out that heart healthy cream of chicken. A little bit of garlic powder. A little bit of minced up onion. Of course, salt and pepper.
I'm so sorry, they're so loud.
It's okay.
I'm trying to crunch them quickly.
I'm
so people can
talking
hear
loud
you.
so that it'll balance that out.
Are those crunched enough?
That'll
Yeah,
be
it works.
fine. And then you're going to add a can of whole kernel corn to this. And I thought this would be great for the game day because you can make this, again, you know, you can mix all this up and then, whoops, I threw some corn, and bake it when you're ready to watch the game or ready to eat during the game. It only takes about 30 minutes. So all this gets mixed up. Pretty easy. And I did simmer the chicken. I used chicken breasts and I simmered them and let them cool. You know, I think if you're in a hurry or you don't want to do that type of prep, you could do the canned chicken like you do for any other like dip.
It might be slightly saltier, but still works.
It might be, yeah, it definitely would be a little saltier. You could just omit the salt in the recipe.
Very true.
So this, you're going to spread this, but it's really hard to spread when I made this, when I practiced it. So if you just kind of layer it, not layer it, but place it on these Doritos, and then when it bakes, it'll,
kind of even out.
Kind of evens out. Now you're going to go ahead and add the rest of the Doritos on the top.
All right.
This be bad. Oh my gosh, this is total game day food.
A little more than half.
Well, that's okay. You can like dunk that one. And then
why not? We'll put the whole rest of the bag on
heck
there.
yeah, put the whole bag on there.
No Dorito left behind.
No. And then you're going to sprinkle the other cup of cheddar cheese on the top, and then bake this uncovered at like 325 degrees for about 30 minutes until it's bubbly and warm. And if you want to bring that over. Now our cheese has cooled off a little bit, so this doesn't look as bubbly and warm, but it will at your house.
It still looks good and it still smells
does look good, but you know, as the cheese cools on the travel time over here. But this is our Dorito casserole, and I think it'd be great for your game day snacks.
Or really any day you just feel like
or
having some Doritos.
That's very true. Any day that you would like a Dorito. I love it.
This is good.
Is it good?
Yeah. The Doritos fix. It's all good. Definitely want to check this out. Great for Super Bowl parties or any party for that matter.
Right. Recipes at hometownstations.com or at apollocareercenter.com.
All right. Well, stay tuned. We'll be right back.